Hey everyone, Derek Schwartz, host of the Advisor Lab by Scion. We are live at Future Proof Citywide, Miami, and our first guest on the show is Chris Cherry, Head of Partnerships at Future Proof. Chris, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me, Derek.
This is amazing. What a perfect layout. We've been doing this since Future Proof started 3 years ago in Huntington Beach.
22.
The first one in Miami, right? So
yeah, this is our
talk
first
a little
one.
bit about how did this form? Why not some other places? What were you thinking here?
So I guess festival went really well, as you know, right?
Yeah.
22, we had 1,700. 23, it was 2,500. Last year we had 4,400 people. So we're like, wow, apparently our approach, our format's working, like, let's keep going. So South Beach is a place where I think you can kind of spread into the city, and yes, we're going to be on the beach, and this is where our hub is going to be, but we have so much outside here on Ocean Boulevard that we're going to infiltrate. So we're doing things at the Betsy, we're doing things at the Versace Mansion. So we want people to kind of grow around us too, not just on the beach. Like, this is the start of it, but we really see it growing the same way Festival did, but there's really no parameters here. Like, we're gonna cap Festival this year at 5,000 people. There's just no way that we can, there's no more space, there's no more hotels. If you think about South Beach, there's 100 hotels down here. So there's really nothing to limit us to make this, you know, just eventually get really large. So we're excited about it. We think that there's a demand for it just based on what we're seeing with the advisors and wanting something different.
Right.
You know, you want to use the technology to connect, but then you also want to come and be in person and not lose that human connection. So I think you could make an argument that, well, you have the technology, why don't you just do, you know, virtual events? But then you miss out on this, and like, AI is going to take over as much as possible, but we really want to bring people in person. So we're just aiming to combine both of those things.
I've been following Animal Spirits, and they've been promoting this, and Michael and Ben, and I think they just hit some milestone with one of their 9,000 episodes or whatever. But I remember them talking about this shit, and I was like, this sounds like the dumbest thing ever. You're gonna be on a beach, brochures are blowing everywhere,
Yeah.
like people are just gonna be, you know, drunk and on the, like, how is this gonna work? And they kept talking about it, and it's just amazing. It's our favorite, and we're not just saying that because we're here, because I think people are just happier when they're outside.
Yeah,
and
for
the
sure.
weather is beautiful, and the colors, everything you guys do in terms of how you coordinate just the backdrop and design. And now, like, every year, it's like, are you going to Future Proof? And it used to be like, what the hell is that? Now they're
Now
like,
people know.
yeah, or should I?
Yeah.
So it's been incredible, but just talk about, like, from your perspective starting, did you ever imagine it would become this popular and successful? Because there's a lot of companies that do these type of things, right? There's a lot of competition, and our industry has just blown up in the last 5 to 7 years.
Yeah, for sure. Look, I think, so Matt is our founder,
Yeah.
and Matt's vision was, I want the world's largest wealth festival, and I want 10,000 people, and I think he could get it if we just had a little more space.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think he's a visionary. He worked in events for 10 years before coming to us, and just saw all those pain points and said, I want to tackle all of them. So I want to start my own company, and I want to do what needs to be done to fix people complaining about being spammed on email, complaining about cold in a boardroom, like all the things that we hated. He was like, I'm going to tackle all of them. And so I think it worked. Like, the industry said, yes, we love it. And it kind of felt like, you build it and we will come, and everybody came. And so, and it feels like that's happening here. So we have just under 2,500, 24 something attendees are here for a first time event. I'm proud. I'm kind of like, I hope it goes well, and I came out today and it's full and people are smiling. It's a little bit windy, but I would rather it be windy than, you know, so hot. So it feels good.
Talk a little bit quickly from how you came to Future Proof, and then what your role exactly is now as head of partnership for Future Proof.
Sure. So in 22, I worked at a PR firm, and I moderated a panel on M&A. It was the first festival. I sat on the stage and I kind of fell in love. I was like, oh, I want to work here. Like, this, I want this to be my life. So I kind of sought out Matt. I went to him, said, can I come have a meal with you? Like, I want to run your partnerships. Like, I know this space, like, let me in. And he did. We had, you know, 2 months of conversations, and then it was just myself and Kevin. He was the main guy that started with Matt from the beginning, and it was just the two of us. And we just, like, you know, hand-to-hand combat, like calling all of the relationships and getting sponsors in. That was for 23 festival. We launched our technology breakthrough then, and it just kind of took off. And so since then, I've added to the team. There's now 7 of us, and slowly, like every 3 to 4 months, you would add someone else on, and like, we just need more. And the funny thing is, I don't even really have an outbound strategy. Like, our brand has really just taken off, and I give credit to Niall, our CMO, for that. But we've literally been fortunate enough that people just come to us and they really want to be part of the community because it's different. So I'd like to take credit, like I'm some great salesperson, but I really think we've just managed the relationships and the way we treat the clients. I just demand that it's excellent. And even if somebody has a bad experience, you can do everything you can to make them leave here still feeling like you care. And I think the entire, my team, my sales team of 7 and the broader team as well, I think that we treat our clients that way, and people don't forget that. They remember how you make them feel. And so I think I just take that standard and I just won't allow. And there will be people that you just can't make, 180 sponsors really happy, but you'd be surprised, like very few are not happy or complain. I think one at a festival wasn't happy, and we were able to make them happy, and that felt good, because I don't want people to come here that it's not a fit for them or they don't get clients like that. That's not a success if people come and it doesn't make sense. So I think that's really important for me. In partner, like if you're my partner, you have to get something out of it.
Sure.
I can't just say, what size space do you want and how many meetings do you want? I need to understand, what is you going to get out of it? Are you going to get new clients? Is your brand need to be visible? So I think I take it pretty seriously, and maybe that was longer than you wanted.
No, I think that's great, because as a head of sales at Scion, we talk about this all the time, and at one point you hit a certain level of success, right? You talk about that with Matt, and like, how big can we get?
Yeah.
How big do we want to get before we start to get away from our core values as a business? And right now, Susan and I can say, we love this for a lot of reasons, but you people are great to deal with. You get on the phone, you respond, you have real relationships. At some point when you're like, well, let's do one in Dallas and let's do one in Seattle and there's 10,000, you're just not going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you guys talk about that? Like, how big can we get, or like, we don't want to? I mean, it's a fine line, right?
Yeah, so absolutely. So I don't think that we sacrifice quality for quantity.
Yeah.
And that's why we've continued to grow the partnerships team. Like, I don't want clients that can't be taken care of. What's the point? Exactly. Like, if our brand is here and you add more quantity, your brand is going to come down here. So you just need, or if you elevate like that, you have to continue to create the support and the human capital around it.
Right.
You can't just rely, like, don't you hate calling on the phone and you just can't get a human? Like, that's the most frustrating thing in the world. And I never want people to feel like that about our brand.
And I think the emergence of AI is actually putting more of a premium, not less of one, on being human. And
Absolutely.
It's going to make people like us, or like, you guys are going to lose your jobs. Everyone's. I don't think so at all, because people are going to literally be like, thank goodness I can talk to a person.
They're going to crave it more.
Yeah.
Right?
I think so. There's benefits to it. So it's just an exceptional thing. Yeah.
Let's shift it just back to the advisors and talk
Okay.
about why it's such a great advisor experience, how you think about it from an
Perfect.
advisor point of view.
Good question, Susan.
Yeah, that's good. Let's talk a little bit about the advisor experience in more depth. All these people are here, they're financial professionals, they come in all walks and forms. Talk about how you've built a really amazing engagement experience for the financial professional.
Yeah, that's good. So actually, I think keeping the advisors as the core of who we have to support and provide education to and make sure they don't feel like they're the product, I think that is a big part of our success. So remember when I was saying that, Matt was like, no email list. Well, the last thing an advisor wants to do is to come and have you share their information. Because who wants to get all those emails, right? So, sponsors are upset. They make a big investment and they can't have an email list. No, you can't. Like, you want me to give you an email list? Then you're not gonna come and get a lot of advisors to talk to and entertain and engage with. So we treat the advisors like, we're here to educate you. This conference is for you. And we wanna support you, we wanna serve you, we wanna educate you. And I think if you put the advisors first, we'll continue to have this success. You can't treat them like products. They know it. You can't sell to them over and over again. Our content, no one on stage has paid to be on stage, no one. So sponsors are not expected to speak and speakers are not expected to sponsor. So that way we can determine if someone sends us slides, like announcing their new brand and showing it. Like, we're like, no, you can't do that on our stage. Because the second the advisors just feel sold to over and over again, and it wasn't their choice, then you're going to lose that audience.
Yeah.
So I think we've done a good job at creating content that's designed for them. And so I think that's been helpful.
And then when you flip that with the sponsor, what makes this such a unique experience for sponsors? They have a lot of options, a lot of conferences to go to.
Yeah.
I know as a sponsor, I've been to good ones and bad ones. How do you guys think about it from their perspective?
Yeah, so I think we have a product agnostic conference, meaning,
Yeah.
and look, I love all those other conferences. We don't have to say their names, but you go for one for technology, you go for one for ETFs,
Right.
but you go for one for M&A. But where can you go and learn everything about your business in one place? So for me, and not in a cool place too, right? And be outside and be with your friends and go to a concert. So you add all those things to it, and other people do concerts, but I think it's how we wanted to create an experience that's outside. So you add to all those, you're going to get a lot of those other things at conferences. It's not like we're that different, but no one is saying let's build our event on a parking lot in front of the beach. And if they do, great. Like, that's the best form of flattery. Like,
Right.
copy us. I
Imitation,
don't care.
sure.
Yeah, good. Keep doing it. Nobody wants to be inside. Like,
Right.
it's catching on. So, but for the sponsors, I think having those advisors show up, I think that is what they want. And they want a different experience. They want to showcase their brand. If you look at some of the stuff that people are building out here, it's so cool. You can't do that in a convention center at the Fontainebleau. You can't build these surf simulators and lemonade stands. Like, it's cute. It's fun. You're working, but you kind of feel like you're on vacation. And I think you give someone a taste of that. And that's what I experienced. In 22, I was like, wow, I worked and I didn't want to go escape to my room. I didn't want to miss out. And like, you figure that out, I'm in on that.
Well, this is awesome. I am so excited to be here. We are loving this, your first event in Miami, and we really appreciate you coming on the show today. So good luck with everything.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for being great partners. We appreciate you.
You got it.
This video is for informational purposes only and should not be considered or relied upon as investment advice. It may not be copied, quoted, or referenced without Cyan Investment's prior written consent. Do not rely upon any opinions, predictions, or forward-looking statements contained herein. The views expressed do not constitute an offer to sell or a solicitation to purchase securities, nor do they constitute the endorsement of a particular asset class or investment strategy. Neither Cyan Investments nor its affiliates and/or subsidiaries warrants its completeness or accuracy. Certain information contained in this video may constitute forward-looking statements that may be inherently unreliable, and actual events or results may differ materially from those reflected or contemplated herein. Cyan Investments expressly disclaims any obligation or undertaking to update or revise any information included herein. The views expressed by the guests or participants are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of Cyan Investments, LLC, or any of its subsidiaries, officers, or staff. Please be aware of the real risk of loss in following any investment strategy. No investment strategy or asset class referenced herein is intended to be construed as investment advice. You should make an independent, informed decision regarding any investments or strategies only after reviewing all relevant offering or disclosure documentation with your financial professional, and after considering your objectives, risk tolerance, and best interest before making any investment in any financial product. Registered personnel should review any business development initiatives addressed herein with their respective compliance and legal departments. Coverage of such topics should not be construed as compliance or legal advice. It is at the discretion of each respective firm if such practices are consistent with firm policies and procedures.